Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today. It is April 2nd here, and I am going to get a reading started for us. We have the star on the bottom of the deck just to start it off. So this reading, my intention is to just find some clarity on what we need to know to jumpstart our April. What is it that is here for us right now? And what things do we need to work on? What things do we need to let go of? Because April is with spring. Like, spring is here. And with all of this energy, we're starting to break out and break through into the growth and the prosperity and the creation of whatever it is that we took this dark time in the winter to transmute and to break down and to become nutrients for this next level and this next chapter as well. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it. If this reading does resonate with you, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. I am welcoming everyone with such an open heart, and I would love for you to join this community. And if you also feel like supporting, you can like the video as well and do all those things that all the other YouTubers say. So, the big theme for me today is I've been recognizing how I've been allowing my energy to move downwardly. And this downward direction of my energy has caused a lot of exhaustion and not really depression, but also this just like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay down. And it's interesting because when I recognize that I'm in that state, I have the capability of being like, no, actually I can be alive. I can break through. I can feel this fire within me, and I can feel my energy start to lift and rise into, it's, I'm just feeling into it now. And I'm in this teeter-totter right now where it's I go into that, kind of lower, not even lower vibe, but just downward energy. And then I recognize Kaden, you're laying in bed sitting on your phone. What are you doing? And then I breathe life back into myself, and I get that excitement and that inspiration and that value of life. And the star, of course, is on the bottom of the deck through all of that shuffling. So let's get right into it. Yeah. Firstly, let's close our eyes. Let's come back to center. Let's come back to our breath. Really hear and feel your breath coming in and out. And giving yourself permission to be open to whatever message is here for you, and taking whatever is here and leaving what doesn't resonate with you as well. But having an open mind, an open heart, and really being open to the medicine that is potentially here for you. And with that, let's take a nice inhale and exhale. All right, here we go. All right, what is here for everyone that is watching this reading for the start and for the month of April? We'll tune in a second. 10 of Cups for all of my people who know tarot. There's another card. There's another card. Where did you go? I saw you. I saw you. Or not. Interesting. So 10 of Cups. All about prosperity, abundance, everything that you've dreamed of happening coming into fruition. And having it manifest in front of you. And so this past couple months has been a lot of imagination and dreaming of what is going to look like for you and how you want to create this beautiful, prosperous life for yourself. And now it's like, okay, it's starting to come in. It's starting to come into fruition. It's starting to build and gain momentum. So let's keep moving with that. And I just got this like chill in the back. I found it. I found the card, guys. Why did you not want to be seen yet? King of Wands in reverse. That's interesting. And I got that chill in the like left side of my body in the back. So that is very much this like feminine energy, but the masculine side of the feminine. And with the King of Wands coming out, that's really telling me that it's, especially coming out in reverse, it's like it's not the steps that you think you're supposed to take physically and in this state of like, I have to make this happen, I have to do this thing, I have this to do, and I have this to do as well, and blah, 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 this and that, isn't actually the way. Especially right now. Like, what I'm really feeling is this, like, the potential that you allow yourself to dive into yourself and also allow yourself to be intentional about what this next phase of your life is going to look like. That is actually what's going to bring in the Ten of Cups. Because it reminds me, the Nine of Cups is, this internal expression. The Nine of Cups, going into the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups is the, I don't need anything externally. I know it's all within me. I have it all. I am it all. I can experience all of the bliss and the happiness and the beauty that I think that these dreams are going to create for me right now. Realizing that I don't need any of those things to happen. They're actually just a byproduct of me experiencing those things in my current reality and recognizing that I have the power. And I'm not giving my power out into circumstances and expectations of what I think are going to occur. But trusting that when I am within myself, when I am slowing down and being present and tending to my garden, tending to the seeds, tending to the plants, I know that they will bring the fruition that I have been hoping and craving to manifest for me. So let's keep going with that. I'd love to get 3 cards right here. That's just what I'm feeling. Thank you, thank you. Okay, or more than that. Of course, Nine of Cups decides to come out though. We'll get to her in a minute. Okay, so these are 3 things that these are 3 key factors on how to use that uproar of energy that's coming in right now, that the sun starting to beam down even greater, the nutrients coming up, the rain coming down. How can I use all these elements that are here for my upbringing and my upliftment? How can I use them for that? And so number 1 being the 5 of Pentacles, recognizing where you feel you are still crippling yourself. Because now, like, what I just saw was like in this winter phase that we're coming out of, there was a lot of things that were coming up for you, and it was painful. It wasn't the best experience, and that had to happen. Those things had to come up to the surface so that we could face them and recognize them and break them down again. And so what's being asked of you now is to recognize, where are you still holding on to those stories? Because they happened, honor that, but you don't have to keep bringing them into your present moment. That pain and that heartache that occurred doesn't have to continue and perpetuate into your new experiences. But that takes conscious effort, and it takes you letting go of the stories and the attachment that you've created around those specific things that were actually debilitating you for a little bit. Yeah, sit with that for a second. What is that thing? What are those things from your last couple months that you have felt have been such a crutch and crippling you, that you've began to heal, and you've allowed yourself to kind of break down and break through, but haven't allowed yourself fully to be free of that thing? You're still identifying with it at some point in your perspective and in your awareness. So what is that thing? Let me know down in the comments below, actually. I would love to hear from you guys. So what is that thing that's been crippling you, and how are you going to let it go? And then second, we have the Empress in reverse. I'm going to pull one more card, actually, with her. Why is she in reverse? Okay. Yes. We have Seven of Swords. And so what this is telling me is downplaying the creative force that you are. You are, I am, this whole universe is so deeply creative. And the amount of power that we have within this creative force to be our unique self and to express that into the world in our authenticity and our vulnerability. And what's really being asked, like through this Ten of Cups, if we want this, we must break the boundaries of our comfort zones. We must step into vulnerability. We must step into a deeper sense of authenticity for ourselves. And that takes stepping out of your comfort zone. That takes pushing edges. And this is the reminder of like the Seven of Swords being this energy of not taking it all. There's this chance, and there's the possibility that of not jumping fully into this next chapter of your life and allowing the potential of this new phase to occur fully because of the fear of your authenticity and your vulnerability and your creativity. And so out of that fear, you aren't going to take everything that you deserve, because you don't think you don't think that you are deserving of all of it. You don't think you're worthy of all of it. And so you're only going to take a little bit out of that fear. And so this is a reminder for you of like, can you go all in every direction that you desire to go in without the expectation of like what's supposed to come out of it, trusting that what's supposed to come out is what's supposed to be? But are you going to stop yourself from being fully in that creative flow based solely out of the belief that you aren't worthy of receiving everything that you desire out of it? And that fear that you aren't going to, confirmation. That fear that you are not going to receive everything that you desire. So are you going to half-ass it and make sure and kind of validate that thought of unworthiness by only taking half? And realizing that the fear of not being worthy, and then you acting upon that fear by not taking everything, is you creating that unworthiness. So when you can, and when I can fully dive into this creative mode where we are outwardly expressing, we are jumping up, we are creating new, we are the plants as well. Like they are just a reflection of us, of like the seedling breaking open, the leaves creating, or the plants creating new trees. Wow, I can't say that right. The trees creating new leaves, and that creative force that is within us as well. Are we going to half-ass it and operate out of the belief that we aren't fully whole and worthy to receive it all? Or are we going to just dive fully in and say fuck it and go in with all creative force, all in all directions that we desire to go in, and not be attached to the expectation that comes out of it and the what is to come from it, but saying, let's do this thing. I'm not going to half-ass this. We're jumping in. So that's number 2. Let's sit with that for a second too now, okay? Like, what What is it that I do desire to create? What is that bubbling up of that energy? And where am I doubting myself and doubting my power and my creativity and my doubting just my worthiness and value of like merely existing, and recognizing that just based merely because I freaking exist and I am breathing and I am conscious, I am worthy and capable of everything that I desire. And I am the one that gets to create that. And in co-creation with the universe. But I have to meet the universe halfway. I have to say, yes, I am whole. I am full. I am valuable enough. I am worthy of all of this. Yes, universe, give it to me. I am ready for it. I am open for it. I am worthy of it. I know that. And the universe already knows it, but the universe can only meet you as much as you meet yourself. So if you're only doing the 75, 50% of like, oh, I'm worthy of like half of it, then the universe is only going to give you half of it. It's up to you, and the potential that you are capable of allowing yourself to tap into right now is the potential that the universe is going to be able to give to you through this 10 of Cups throughout this next year, and especially in April. So to move on, this is the third and final thing. We have the Sun, we have 9 of Cups, and we have the High Priestess. As the sun like starts beaming down. Hello. I hope you guys can see me okay still. I can't see the screen well, but I am trusting that it is at the quality and the value that I am expressing. So let's start this off. This was a big message that just came through. I want you to just turn into your heart for a second, actually. Breathe into your heart and feel the love that's pulsating within you right now. Right now. Listen to whatever's happening around you and like experience that love that is right here for you. So the sun is all about that uplifting energy that we were talking about, that giving of energy so that we can kind of like photosynthesize and energize and become. And it has to do with perspective as well. And what are you allowing yourself to see? What are you allowing your awareness, your sun, your consciousness, what are you allowing it to recognize and witness in your life? And what perceptions are you holding? Are you holding the perceptions that things are tearing you down and bringing you down, which will inevitably make those things bring you down? Or are you realizing those things that are bringing you down are actually an opportunity for you to bring those things up and make them light? Like the High Priestess, she is the balancer of the dark and the light. She knows that each thing that she has within her darkness and in her shadow is not something separate from her, and it's also not something to shame. It's something to realize that is nutrients. That is nutrients for her to even to grow more into the light as well, and to shine into the light. And it's through, again, I love that the 9 of Cups came out, because we were just talking about it with the 10 of Cups. It's realizing that there's nothing outside of you that you need. Nothing outside of you that you need. You are capable of giving yourself everything that you desire within you. And just as like a personal experience that I've been going through that is a good example of this, and that I hope you can relate with in some way, is sugar is such a crazy addiction for me sometimes. And I'm actually not gonna identify with that. I've experienced addiction to sugar in the past. And it comes up. It just comes up. It flows through me and it just happens. And through that, I realize that it's this like, oh, this pull and this desire and this craving to eat a bunch of chocolate chips and to eat all the sugar and to take it all in. And it's this constant, like as soon as I eat one, it's like I need another one. I need something else to satisfy me. I need that next thing. I need the next thing. I need the next thing, because I don't feel I'm whole enough to give it to myself. And it's that part's the tricky part, because I do know I'm whole enough, but am I taking the actions to reflect that wholeness? Or am I taking the action and giving my power away to the sugar? And like, yes, it's giving me serotonin. Yes, it's giving me dopamine, but it's this quick fix. And it's actually leaving me more drained than beforehand. And then recognizing, hey, Caden, you are capable of giving yourself all of that. You are capable of giving yourself all of that serotonin and dopamine within you through tapping into the love and the prosperity and that shiny, bright perspective of love and joy and appreciation and gratitude. Like all of those things I can consciously choose to do, so that it brings this bubbling up of serotonin and feel-good emotions within me that are going to then, they're longer lasting as well, because my body is actually the one supplying it. If I'm constantly taking in and triggering this serotonin and dopamine, then my body is going to actually become dependent on the sugar to feel those things. And so it's about me recognizing, hold on, boundary, I don't need that thing to feel these things. And yes, it's going to take some time for me to recoup my body back to its normal state of homeostasis, but I'm the one that gets to choose that through the decisions I'm making. Am I waking up and feeling grateful that I'm alive? Am I doing my morning practices? Am I recognizing when I am in that downward, lower depressional energy? Am I feeding into that through my thoughts and my awareness? Or am I recognizing, hey, your energy's going down, Caden. Let's bring it back up. Let's bring it through you. Let's open the heart back up and bring it out and bring it through creativity and expression, and realize that that's the time that we're in right now. Like that caving in and that coming in and that nurturing of that darkness is needed in certain areas of our life and certain times. But right now it's springing forward. It's about jumping ahead. It's about moving up. It's about growing and reaching new heights. And that's through you taking all the nutrients and all that dark, gunky stuff that has happened throughout the winter and using it to create the light. Those things that you've had, like that have occurred within your life that have caused the triggering of traumatic events or whatever that healing is for you, that was not there to cripple you. It was there for you to recognize that you can hold a new perspective of that thing, and you can actually move forward and push forward into something, into the light. And you get to break down and, like, say this was a traumatic event and that happened in the past, and you're reliving that traumatic event in your life and in your mind and in your body. It's one, being aware of it, recognizing that it is running your life. Two, breaking it down and shredding it up, looking at every bit of it and being like, no, and like journaling about it, healing it. And then now you have all of these broken down pieces that you're then capable of using as the building blocks of this next version of yourself. As an example, the trees break down all their leaves and shed it all, but those leaves actually break down into the soil and become nutrients for the next generation of leaves. And so that's exactly what you are doing as well. So don't get caught up in the darkness of the nutrients. Actually begin to feel into it still. It's still there. Recognize that you're still in this balance between both, but we can use it to create. We can use it to grow. We can use it to have new perspectives and inspiration for where we are heading in our life. So let's just get a final message to leave you with. What is the final message for the month of April for each individual that is watching this? Again, thank you so much for being here and listening and watching this whole reading. I'm starting to get hot and like getting all this energy out of me. The sun's beaming down. It's like, are you going to be aware and open, or are you going to go hide in the darkness and think that the sun is actually draining you and it's actually giving you more life and vitality? So what is this final message for each individual that is here listening to this reading and a part of this reading? Okay, so interesting enough, the universe was like, nope, you're done. My phone ended up overheating. And just a great representation of like how intense this energy is right now too. And so I guess that's the final message. The energy is so insanely intense right now. Be so gentle with yourself and graceful with yourself. Yes, like push and move and break through, but do it out of a place of stillness and slowness and presence as well. Make sure that that is the groundedness of this whole experience. Like, take action and take steps, but take those actions and steps based out of what feels right to you right now, instead of based out of what you think is the right way to go. There is no right way. The only right way is what you feel in each present moment. So let that be the guiding force for this new chapter of your life. And still have the inspiration, still have that fire, still have that energy, but let that energy swirl within you as well. Let that energy move throughout your body and your being, and then express it when it feels right too. So yeah, that is the ending of this reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know down below how this resonated with you as well. And if you feel drawn to share this with anyone, I would absolutely love that. If you feel they have a message within this reading as well. So thank you guys so much again. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.